years back, we continue to next project for this mastering OpenSCAD within 10 project book, which written by Jochen Kurdels. So this last video, series video, we did this pen holder. This one we will go to this stamp. We will build this one, combine the. So from the knowledge part is you can see here is OpenSCAD. We need to learn how to deal with text in 2D, 2-dimension, and try some processing about this Boolean intersection, and using the projection transformation way. Also, we will learn two additional transformation. One is offside, another is the Minkowski. Last but not least is we try to test how we can operate OpenSCAD in command line. So I put this file in the folder under master OpenSCAD. So this is our mind map built by FreePlan, our open source tool for make this mind map. And then let's back to here. So as I mentioned in the last video, I already upgrade my OpenSCAD from 2021 year's version, which is a stable version, to this development version. So try to test some latest feature. So if you are interested, you can also do this upgrading. Until now, I feel it's no issue. So first, let me starting to introduce the new folder now. So 06 stamp. Then it's starting have our first model. We already know what's the key knowledge point we will have. So first, we will make our module stamp as the starting point. So this one is putting here, and also we will call this stamp. We put our parameter here, because that will be easy for us to change text. And here is the second parameter. Then we are starting to build those parameter. So the first parameter is on this parenthesis. So we have a text. It's the stamp text. And we have the font size. So let's make the default. So that's also, let me put the default. If we want to change, we can change later on. So approximate. So that's the estimated. Well, we will mention that difficulty later on. Font. So this we gave our default font is Liberation Sans style equal to bold, italic. According to font, if you come to here in the help, you can have a font list. So that is all the fonts you can use. Total is about quite a lot. And for this Liber is here. Liberation Sans is this one. So we will have our style is you can have either bold or regular or bold italic. Actually, we use this code 178 number for our font. So, and all the fonts is in your OpenCAD fonts sub folder, and every the some are loaded from your Windows font system folder. So we use our OpenSCAD standard this built-in font. So which means is you can actually use your Windows or your operating system's font list. So the last is depth of the stamp relief. You can see how this font is coming onto the outside. So let's press F5. There's nothing happened, but also nothing get error. So that means we can continue build our parts. So first is let's make the our. Let's see. We build our submodule called relief, and within this we have used the text this function. So let's just try the text. So that is our function. So for this text, well, we can call text equal to txt size. If we don't give others, let's see. We do this one by one. So let me have this. So just by default, if we just give our first the parameter, they give this, and if you use F6, you can see here. So actually, text is our 2D object. So when you render that, you see that it just no dimension on it. So let's back to here. We have this one first. Then we can start to add some others. So size is font size. So we have this, and if we're starting to change this, let's see. I want to make that 20. So it's bigger. I want that to be smaller, so that is the 10 by default. So they are using here. And then font equal to font. Let's see what's this font. So no difference. And then remember, I have this one. So if I want to see MS Gothic and regular, so let me make this font another one. Just regular. And I comment this one. You can see. So actually you can change your font if you know. If you don't know which one, just come to the list and you can find this all kinds of the fonts that you can choose from your OpenSCAD. So let me comment this and uncomment over the by default one. Just to let you know, you can manage by those parameters. And then we have this vertical align. We put that into center. Let's see the effect, the vertical. So on this Y and horizontal align is the center, and it should come to the origin. Let's move that here. The last is let's see. So now is we need to make some face number setting to make that smooth, a little more smooth. We don't want to sacrifice our performance for now. So now you know this step by step what this text means, and we have this text now back to the middle, and we will convert that to the 3D. So we will make the height equal to stamp steps. Actually, we don't put that two thing. So, but you can see now is actually if you press the F6, is actually our 3D part. So maybe we give our color. Let me see. I want green. So now we have a nice color for OpenSCAD. And we wrap this into our module. So this module we call this module relief. And put this inside. Okay, then we have our relief. But if you press F6, because F5, no module is being called. So we should have that relief. So now it's back. And what we want to do is we give some color Piru. So then this I think is we can have Piru color. That is like our stamp color. So you can call this here, or you can make the color here. So I think so we can adjust the color dynamically. So we don't want to make the dependency. This color is inside this relief. It's better we put the relief as a common module. So putting that here, and then we should have another. The module, sub-module, but is not putting on this first one, so I don't put that in this 01. Let's save this to 02, and we're starting to have the next step. For 01, let's just make that self-contained without any garbage. On this now we have this stamp body. We don't have the content inside, but we will have the color to call the relief, and then we should have a stamp body calling. Then that should be done here. So what we will moving forward is we will starting to build this stamp body. So normally these are our text. We should have this area, and then here is some kind of the discussion about the difficulty of the OpenSCAD. If you treat this as our text, or we only have our parameter to talking about the font size. Font size is almost you can feel that is the height of this different font, the different characters. So if we set a 10, it's like this big. But if we set our 20, it's in the height. They will to the bigger, but we don't have a clear dimension on the horizontal. So that is a thing. If you the issue if we want to have our font area, how this will be controlled. So we cannot directly measure for that, but thanks for the author, he gave some tricky way, but it's very useful. So now let's continue to do this stamp. So after this stamp, we call the relief, we call the stamp. And then let's continue. So we make another module called this text area. We want to find a way to measure the length of the text. So we have this one. So we got just to have a testing. So is text. The font size is that's the exact same as what we did here. So we can copy this one, but there's nothing to code this, and we built this one. So text area for debug purpose. Since we want to make the debug, so we add our highlight part. So now what we did is we have this text. So if I put this, let me put this difference. Text is debug. Then you will see that in more detail. So text, and here, and let me make this one temp text area. So it's this one, and I put this wrong. So this should be here. And then we will code that. So now, correct, I have our font number. Font is with our new font text. And what we will did is we will make some linear extrude to height, give some hard coding, just 3. So let that to become a 3D text. And then we made them inside this text area. So that is our debugging parts. Okay, so let's save that and convert this to txt. So now even it's show the OpenSCAD actually is use this debugging box to make that. So it's available to instantiate the text area submodule once under this module definition with this highlight character. So that way is we can focus on our debugging part. And then what we will do is we try to use the hole and use the projection, making this into this horizontal 2D, and then we measure this length, then we can know is how in the horizontal the dimension it is. So what you can see here is before the linear, because it's already the 3D, so we should use the 3D rotate, not the 2D. And then that should have the XYZ, so we want them to based on the XL to make that from this lay and to go to the stand. So let's make that. So now it's coming to here. Like you see, now it's standing. And what we want to do is after the standing, let's save this to our 03. We are focusing on this debugging. So from the top, you can see all the fonts are separated themselves. So if we make them project, they will project to the this XY space. Projection. No need any the perimeter. So you can see here. So we put that in 2D. How to judge test on that if you use now you can see it's 2D. If you don't have this projection, you make the 3D model still. So that is this one, but it's not the same as what is showing because O is here. So this picture is not exact this font. So here is just the 6 character, but actually we are OpenSCAD is the 8 character. But what's this difference is because we haven't used this hole. let's see. No, let me F. So it's here. If we don't have this one, so let me comment this. So I will need to make a screenshot. So that is kind of a difference. So that possible we will need to report to the author to let him to have a check. These are the difference. So what I have done is using this part to generate. Okay, let me just save first. And we continue. So, but anyway, after you use how, it's connected, then using FC, you have this one. So now we combine all of those separate character and make them into one continuous 2D this shape. And this 2D shape actually is your total length of your this phrase or words. So let me save that, and we will go to the number 4. So for number 3, you have this how. So we have made some progress in determining the text area. So we now have our 2D shape that has the width of our text. Let's just apply the trick again. Only now we don't rotate around the x-axis, but around the y-axis. So let's examine the code. So in the last code is we have this how and make this text area. Now is what we have already done is this part. Let me double check. We have done this part, and here is our 1. So let me copy this. Maybe let's do this. So this text font. So let me put in that. So that is the text font. So we have the second one is the same. What we will the difference is now is not like 3. It's just 1 height. And then we will rotate. So this rotate is the difference. Now we are going to rotate in y, not x. Like this one. And the projection how are both same. So what we get is this one. So that is the height. And this one is the width. So when we just make that this, let me see here. When we rotate in x and rotate in y, now we get these 2 dimensions. So these are tricky way till now. So let's stop on this video and we continue the following parts in the next video. See you then.